Riot Games recently launched a closed beta test for its new fighting game 2XKO, which unsurprisingly is based on the League of Legends universe and features beloved characters. This game is a surprise to me as I'm essentially a complete novice when it comes to fighting games. My only experience is a one-time thing, long ago on the second PlayStation in Mortal Kombat. So this will be a completely fresh perspective through the eyes of someone who is just starting out in this genre. I like to share my first impressions of the game, examine it from all angles, from visuals to mechanics, from characters to powerful combos, and even daydream about who else I would like to see in the roster. So let's get started. Visuals. The first thing that catches the eye is of course the visuals. The game looks great. Riot Games is, as always, at the top of its game in terms of art design. The animated arenas are a separate work of art. They are detailed, but at the same time they do not distract from the battle itself, which is kind of important. The colors are bright and vivid, and the design style is eye-catching at first glance. The League of Legends heroes have been transferred to the fighting game in almost complete accordance with their originals. The silhouettes are well designed, so they don't blend into the background and their moves are easy to read. The animations are smooth and high quality without overbearing VFX, which lets you focus on the action. Myself, I especially love the level 2 ultimates, which are accompanied by cool cinematics and new character voiceovers, making each such moment truly epic. All of these cutscenes, without exception, fill me with wild admiration. Even mechanics such as character swaps are executed very stylishly. When your partner enters the arena, it's always accompanied by spectacular animations that add dynamism and spectacle to the action. Also, character ultimates often contain lore references. For example, Illaoi's ultimate summons the Eye of Negakaboros. The dialogues between characters are full of Easter eggs and references. Darius and Ahri exchange lines about Vestaya fighting for Noxus. Yasuo and Darius display passive aggression, hinting at the war between Ionia and Noxus. Blitzcrank and Braum argue over who is protecting whom. When Ahri uses her ultimate, you can see the reactions of other champions. For example, Jinx seems noticeably less susceptible to her charms, possibly a reference to her old lore about mental influences and mental problems. Yasuo reacts to Ahri as if there is something between them, which is a nod to the events of Ruined King. Mechanics. As for combat mechanics, as a newbie I was pleasantly surprised by the accessibility of the basics, but at the same time there is a clear sense of depth to master. The basics are movement and attacks. The player can move forward and backward, crouch and jump. Basic attacks are divided into light, medium and heavy, which can be combined into chains following the rule that strikes should progress in ascending order. That would be light to medium to heavy. This allows even beginners to perform basic combos. Special moves. The game has two buttons for special moves, Special 1 and Special 2, which change properties based on input direction without the need to memorize complex quarter circles. Super attacks are activated via down-down inputs with S1 or S2, or down-down with S1 plus S2 for more powerful ultimate. It is important to remember that at the beginning of each round you have 1 bar of super meter. It doesn't carry over, so you should use it. Throws. There are normal throws, that is back plus throw button, and air throws. A forward throw always results in a hard knockdown, which lets you continue pressure. Charged heavy attacks. Many heavy attacks can be charged, which alters properties, damage, or advantage on block, letting you maintain pressure. They can also be cancelled into a dash to stay plus. Unique moves or command normals. Each character has unique command moves that add depth to the gameplay and are important to learn. Universal anti-air launcher, pressing down plus heavy attack, is universal for all characters. It works as an anti-air against jump-ins and as a launcher to juggle after a hit. After the offensive basics, let us move to defense. Block. Classic back or down back to defend against mid-high and mid-low attacks, respectively. Push block. If you block and press the assist button, your partner will push the opponent away, creating space for you. Retreating guard. Using the dash macro during the block lets you hop back quickly, though this option is vulnerable to lows. Parry. A very powerful but risky defensive option, light plus heavy attack or a dedicated button. A successful parry lets you completely nullify the attack, counter, and refunds the super meter spent. There is also a low parry, down plus parry. Recovery. After a knockdown, you can roll forward or backward to change position, or use an invincible special and wake up. Break and Fury Break. This is the combo breaker system. While you're being hit, you can press the tag button plus a special to interrupt your opponent's combo. The break gauge refills as you take damage. If one of your characters is knocked out, Fury Break activates, empowering your offense, opening up dash options, and increasing damage. In addition to the basic mechanics, the game also features a fuses system. These are essentially sub-styles, selected along with your characters before the battle. Juggernaut. With this fuse, you play as a single character, but they receive more health and damage stats. You lose the ability to call in assists, but you start with a Fury Break available at around start and 2 bars of super meter and can use Eject. That is a 1 bar action that forces the opponent's assist champion to tag in. Sidekick. Also plays with one character, but with the ability to call in assists. This fuse is great for beginners to master one hero and understand how assists work. Double Down allows you to combine the super moves of one character with the super moves of another, giving you tremendous damage potential. 2x Assist allows you to call 2 assists in a row, doubling the pressure and expanding combo options. Freestyle, the most difficult but also the most versatile fuse, allows you to do double tags, creating unpredictable mix-ups and combo chains. What I can call great is all the mechanics and the fuse system. The game looks very dynamic and fast, it has a lot of depth, but it also allows you to just jump in and have fun by pressing auto combo buttons, repeatedly pressing light, medium or heavy attack buttons. But for a beginner, it is very important to first master movement and basic attacks rather than immediately learning long combos. Auto combos are very helpful in the early stages, even ending with super moves when the meter is charged. Characters. The game roster in beta stage is small, currently 9 characters, but it's clear that each of them has been crafted with great love and attention to detail. The way Riot transferred the champions from the league is quite cool. Each fighter retains their unique essence and fighting style. For example, Darius is a stereotypical top laner egoist who delivers slow but powerful blows, while Yasuo is a highly mobile fighter who relies on combos. After playing for a while, I compiled a personal rating of the character's difficulty. Easy. Darius, a straightforward bruiser character with good basic attacks, a strong reversal with armor and the ability to inflict bleeding and easily perform mix-ups. He has a large health pool that forgives mistakes. Illaoi, easy to learn, her gameplay revolves around summoning tentacles to control space and continue combos. Her attacks can destroy projectiles and her ultimate allows her to reposition her tentacles for pressure. Braum works best as a support character. His shield, back plus S2, protects his assist and when in unbreakable state, his attacks gain armor. Has strong team grabs. I would not recommend him for solo play. Blitzcrank, slightly more complex than Braum. His gameplay is focused on team grabs and mix-ups. He has a steam gauge that enhances his attacks and gives him armor on grabs. Medium. Va, a fast and aggressive boxer character who is great for pressing and mix-ups. She has good tools for closing distances and a strong reversal as well as charged attacks that open up additional combo opportunities. Ahri, a mobile zoning character who uses projectiles, the S1, and air dashes to control space and mix-ups. Her combos can be complex, but she's very effective at keeping distance and creating unexpected attacks. Hard, Echo, the most complex character with the highest skill ceiling. His Time Winder mechanic allows him to leave a shadow and teleport, creating incredible mix-ups and combos. His S1 is a projectile that can immobilize opponents for combos. Jinx, a traditional zoner capable of setting traps and firing rockets across the entire screen. Her mechanics require precise calculation and the ability to control space. Her S2 helps convert zoning into combos. Yasuo, a versatile character but with very complex combos based on stances and their cancellation. He has Wind Wall to protect against projectiles and a variety of mix-ups, but he requires a lot of practice. In my personal opinion, the balance in the game is surprisingly good for a beta version, but some characters and combinations still stand out, such as the Illaoi and Darius combo. Darius presses and creates opportunities while Illaoi uses her tentacles to increase damage and control the battlefield. Or let us say Vi and Blitzcrank. Vi initiates the combo and Blitzcrank helps her keep up the pressure until the enemy breaks. What I've also noticed is that Double Down is the most popular and strongest fuse in the current meta due to the large amount of meter available. 2x assist is also quite strong, especially with characters like Braum and Ilaoi. Although there are strong characters and combinations in the game, I would like the developers to focus more on fixing bugs and system mechanics before the release, rather than making major changes to character balance. Future 2XO characters. Now let us daydream a little. The League of Legends roster is huge and each of the champions deserves a place in 2XKO. According to Riot Games, after the game's release, each season, 2026 will have 5, will add a new character, roughly every 2 to 3 months. Judging by the fact that Arcane has gained immense popularity, it is very likely that Riot will continue to introduce characters from this show into the game, since Vi, Jinx and Echo are already present in the game. Let us take a look at the following characters first. Warwick. His werewolf image, fast slashing attacks and ability to infect with fear would fit well into a fighting game. Victor, an excellent representative of the mage archetype in the game. His zoning abilities like laser and gravitational field can make him the king of continuous pressure after a knockdown. Caitlyn, a sniper who can create space with traps and powerful long-range attacks, controlling that space. Her immense popularity in League of Legends, and especially after the Arcane series, makes her a must-have character in future editions. Jace has a unique stance switch mechanic, switching between hammer, close combat high damage, and cannon, long-range combat and zoning. Many characters have such switches and switchers, and Jace is perfect for this role. Mel would be perfect for the role of assistant. Her moves would be aimed at creating opportunities for her partner. For example, she could summon a golden barrier to protect an ally or temporarily stun an enemy and deal debuffs. Mbessa, in my opinion, would be one of the strongest melee fighters. In synergy with characters such as Vi, Darius or Ilaoi, she would provide constant pressure on opponents. The next contenders to be added to the game, in my opinion, are characters who have a Soul Fighter skin line and who are also playable characters in the mini fighter in the League of Legends client itself in 2023 during the Tournament of Souls event. These characters include Pyke, an underwater assassin whose invisibility and dashes create the basis for an aggressive playstyle. His ultimate in LOL, the Death from Below, could become a unique super move that deals massive damage if the opponent's health is below a certain threshold. Lux, a light mage, a long-range character with an emphasis on controlling combos from a distance. A stunning light ball creates opportunities for follow-up attacks, and her legendary final laser is perfect for a powerful super move. Samira, the player can rack up style combos to activate her ultimate. Jhin, a unique assassin obsessed with art. He uses a pistol, and the mechanics of a limited number of powerful bullets can be interesting. Naafiri, a dog and pack assassin who fights alongside Junehounds. The style is aggressive pressure and attacks with the pack. The pack can be used to control space, make quick dashes to the target, and increase damage after marking it. Set, a brawler who uses his fists with elements of wrestling. Evelynn, a demonic assassin / trickster who uses seduction and deception. Her passive invisibility allows her to appear suddenly for mix-ups and pressure. The charm ability can inflict vulnerability on the target or temporarily immobilize them. Gwen, a graceful fencer duelist with scissors. Her main feature is Hollowed Mist, which creates a zone around her where she's immune to most external damage and attacks, ideal for pure damage and ignoring projectiles. Shaco, a killer clown, master of deception and traps. His boxes can be many traps in the area, and his teleport with a copy can be used to deceive opponents. His special attacks can include sudden damage from invisibility or an explosion of illusions. Most likely, this character will be purely supportive, and it will be quite interesting to see how he's implemented in the fighting game. Viego, one of the most likely characters to appear in the game in the near future. This champion is quite popular in the league and even has his own game, called Ruin King. Viego also has the ability to steal the bodies and the abilities of opponents after killing them in the league, which can be implemented in a fighting game for sure. His possible abilities could be as follows: a fighter with a large sword capable of lunging and possibly temporarily borrowing abilities from defeated opponents. The fog mechanic, which provides stealth, may be difficult to implement, but it is very interesting. But if we don't just consider Arcane and characters from the Soul Fighter line, then interesting and powerful choices for future characters could include the following. Renekton, a semi-divine crocodile warrior from Shurima. His rage mechanic, which accumulates from attacks and increases damage, would fit perfectly into a fighting game. Perhaps with an ultimate where he temporarily increases in size and gains a bonus to damage and resistance. Zed, an extremely popular ninja assassin that many people love to play in League of Legends. His main mechanic is shadow control, which can be implemented in different ways, as clones that repeat actions or as the ability to teleport the shadows for mix-ups and dodging attacks. Lee Sin, an obvious choice due to his popularity and style. A blind monk fighter with kung fu moves is an archetype that is missing from the current roster. But personally, my choice fell on several other characters that I really like and that I would be interested to see implemented in 2XKO. And the first is LeBlanc, one of the most interesting characters in League of Legends, and adding her to this game would make her one of the most unique and complex fighters. In the league, she has the following abilities. Clones. This is her main mechanic. LeBlanc could create illusion copies of herself that repeat her movements to perform predetermined actions. Teleportation. LeBlanc can make instant dashes, leaving a mark behind her. This allows her not only to quickly approach an enemy or evade an attack, but also to return to her starting point with a single button press. Chains. LeBlanc can use her chains as a means of capture or a tool of control. She can throw a chain to create damage, and if the chain hits, it temporarily immobilizes the enemy, open up opportunities for her partner or herself. This makes her dangerous at medium range, so she can easily stop aggressive opponents. LeBlanc would be an ideal character for assists. Her clone could appear to repeat one of her moves while her partner attacks. She could use teleportation as an assist to instantly switch places with her partner or rescue them from a dangerous situation. The ultimate goes by the name of Mimic. As an LOL, her super move can allow her to copy one of her previous skills and reuse it, amplifying its effect. For example, she could use Dash, then activate her ultimate to use it again, creating a second clone or dealing double damage. I think LeBlanc would be a difficult but very effective character for a player who likes to confuse their opponents and control the pace of the fight. Her style in LOL is based on sudden attacks and quick retreats. Myself, I am very intrigued by the implementation of such a character in the fighting genre. The next character I would really like to see would be Miss Fortune. In 2XKO, she would be the archetype of a marksman and zoner. Her fighting style is based on controlling distance, dealing damage from afar and punishing those who try to get too close. She would be a perfect match for tanks and bruisers, such as Darius or Blitzcrank, who can cover her in close combat. Let us take a look at her abilities in the game. Double Up. She fires a shot that can ricochet off another enemy, dealing additional damage. I'm not quite sure how this can be implemented in a fighting game, but I'm sure there is a way. Strut gives her passive movement acceleration and actively gives her temporary auto-attack acceleration. Make It Rain creates a spot on the ground that slows down and deals constant damage to enemies. In my opinion, in a fighting game, this would be an ideal tool for zoning and controlling the territory. Ultimate, named Bullet Time. Her ultimate is a powerful barrage of bullets that deals massive damage in a straight line. And here's the catch. In the game, in order to use her ultimate, she needs to stand still. In the LOL game, that is. Otherwise, the ultimate will be cancelled and she will be knocked back. And the ultimate can be easily cancelled if the opponent uses any control skill in her. And in the context of fighting games, such an ultimate will be useless, since the opponent will quickly interrupt such an attack with a rush, and will even have time to beat her up. Basically, although I really like Miss Fortune, judging by League of Legends, she has both strength and weaknesses. Her weaknesses are that she has slow auto attacks, and as I said earlier, you will need to be stationary to use her ultimate. All of this is not suitable for a genre such as fighting, but I still hope that Riot will come up with something and this character will appear in 2XKO after all. But as an option, it will be quite funny to see if Riot makes her ultimate like what many of you have probably seen in short videos, where Miss Fortune uses her ultimate, Tom Kench swallows her, and Miss Fortune's ultimate continues from his mouth. Well, something similar could be done in 2XKO so that she would ult, then switch to another character, and Miss Fortune's ultimate would continue from his body. Of course, it would be quite funny in my opinion. And finally, just for fun, I'll mention and add Yumi to this list of characters. It is true she's a very annoying character in the league. She made me rage quit more than once, but if she is in 2x KO, in my opinion she'll be one of the weakest and most useless characters. She could give buffs, shields and movement speeds to her ally, but nothing more. After all, I don't even know how to implement such a character so that she deals at least some damage and doesn't just sit in your pocket like a useless animal, which of course cannot be said about the league itself, but I would be very surprised if she ever appeared in 2x KO. Let us sum things up. My first impressions of 2x KO are very positive. It is a dynamic, beautiful and deep game that promises a lot of fun for both fighting game veterans and complete beginners like myself. Riot Games has created not just a League of Legends fighting game, but a full-fledged game with its own unique style and gameplay. If you guys love the League like me but have never dared to dive into the world of fighting games, 2x KO is your chance. Don't be afraid to try, learn from your mistakes, and most importantly, have fun. Thank you guys for watching this video. Do share your impressions of 2x KO in the comments and subscribe to the channel. See you guys soon over a mug of the finest ale in all of Runeterra.